I want the government to take drastic measure. Abakari is from my state. I'm from Borno State, it's from my state. But I cannot support him because what he has done is a taboo. So I cannot say because he's from my state, I should support him. No, he should be held to justice and he should be accounted for. Cocaine is nothing to write home about. It's not a joking matter. Cocaine is not a joking matter. It can cause absolute madness and lead to permanent stay in psychiatric hospital.
The first scarcity has been a major challenge to most of us. Coming out here, especially to the city area, is a big problem for us. So we want government to do something as soon as possible. If not so, in the next couple of days, it will be a very big problem to this country.
A liter of fuel is about 500, 600 because you can't get the fuel in the fuel station. You must buy it in the hands of what is the name of these people in the state of Abuja. During Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, we faced an issue of fuel. But if you look at the situation during the first administration and look at it today, the thing was getting into a worse situation that citizens are suffering more than before. Before we are buying fuel 85, 75. Today, even in the fuel station, we are buying it 150, 160. So it looked like the president, when he was in campaigning, he said that anybody that is buying fuel 60 naira, the government are cheating the citizens. But today, we want to know whether is Buhari cheating the citizens or Goodluck Jonathan cheating the citizens. In December 2015, fuel scarce is just for 3 days, 4 days. But this time around, in 2022, fuel scarce from December to February 18, 2022. So the situation is very bad, and the transportation, when you are coming from Yanya to FC town, before people are paying 200, 250. Today they are paying 500. The workers are suffering. Citizens who are coming to hustle for the money to feed their families are suffering. So I don't see any improvement in this government. There is a case between Abba Kyari and another country. Or some of the Nigerians are complaining that no, it's some people set of this. Today the case with Abba Kyari is between Nigerians and between NDLEA and Nigerian police. Abba Kyari is into this issue for more than 10 years. This is his business. But our country, we are in the situation that when you are with your government, you are not corrupt. But if you are against the government, you are corrupt. The National Assembly spent a day at the chamber discussing about Abba Kyari, giving him award. When the country we are facing the issue of insecurity, hungry, people are dying every day, kidnappers. But the National Assembly didn't sit down for 1 day, taking a resolution, one resolution that will save the citizens. But they spent 1 day discussing about Abba Kyari good. Why today that Abba Kyari having case, National Assembly didn't discuss about this issue? So most of the people, if President Buhari will take my advice, they must take to Abba Kyari to a media. Let him come out and tell the citizens who are those people that is doing deal with them. Because it's showing that Abba Kyari is among the criminals in the country. They are destroying the people's life. When people have already trusted you as a leader, as a Jagaban, that will bring end of Boko Haram, end of kidnappers. At the end of the day, today is the one that in charging, collecting bribe from those illegal things across the country. So my advice to Mr. President is that any person that have illegal cases, let them bring him into law.
Now, cocaine is a hard drug, and it can affect someone's mentality. It can cause madness. So for a government official to be in possession of cocaine that is dangerous to the youth, which can lead to madness, which can lead to psychiatric problem, is dangerous. We don't expect a government official who is held up to keeping the youth safe and the security forces of Nigeria to be held with cocaine. That is a sabotage of the image of the Nigerian leaders. For Abakari to be held with cocaine is a sabotage of the image of Nigerian leaders. And cocaine is a dangerous substance. It can cause madness. Go to America today. I was in America before. I lived in America for 26 months. 26 months I was in the United States of America. I was working full-time at Federal Mogul Corporation, and I was schooling full-time at Jacksonville State University. People there who are exposed to cocaine, they suffer serious mental illness. From being drug addicts, from being addicted to antipsychotic for a lifetime. For a lifetime.
The fuel scarcity is an unfortunate situation. It's affecting everybody and everything in the country. And it's been more like a recurring decimal. Unfortunately, Mr. President is the Minister of Petroleum. So who do we ask the question now? I think he just has to tell us the answer to the questions regarding the fuel scarcity. In any case, I can only say there is still hope for us in this country. I know that by the time we put the right people and the right things in place, institutionally and otherwise, things will be better for us in the country. We are an oil-producing country, and there's no reason why we should be facing this situation every now and then. So it is in our hands to make things better for ourselves.
Long queues all over the filling stations, causing not only that the fuel is scarce, causing artificial hold-ups here and there in Abuja. Now, the fuel scarcity has become a problem both to public and private businesses in Abuja, because people who want to go to work will struggle to get vehicle. If you have vehicle, you will spend all your time on the queue looking for fuel. This is uncalled for a country that produces oil. That a country that is mainstay of income is oil, and we always have problem of oil, fuel, energy, for a country that's one of the highest producer of oil in Africa. Now this is what do I call it? This is an irony. Now the people are suffering, the civil servants are suffering because they spend most of their salary on transport, and government does not provide transport for civil servants in Abuja. They all fend for themselves, go to work morning and evening with public transport. And now this has caused a lot of hardship to these civil servants who don't have any other means of transport than by public transport. And the transport operators have hiked the price of fuel triple time. If you are going from here to Lugbe, which was 150 before, it's now 400, 500 at times. Now, this is a very difficult time for all Nigerians, and it's unfortunate that this is happening in a country that produces oil, that oil is the mainstay of our economy.
The price of transport fare has increased in two folds. Before, we used to pay 50 naira before from one stop to another, we're now paying 100 naira. You understand? So the first scarcity is bad, and Nigeria is one of the producers of oil in the world, like Saudi Arabia and the rest. But in other countries where they produce oil, there's no fuel scarcity. But here in Nigeria, here in Africa, there's fuel scarcity, which is bad. And worst case scenario, this fuel is being sent as raw material to overseas countries and then brought back into Nigeria as a finished product, which is nothing to write home about. It's very bad. What we have as a fuel scarcity is Nigeria. It's not supposed to be like that. It's uncalled for. That we have fuel scarcity in Nigeria, it's nothing to write home about. It doesn't make sense. That's the height of corruption for Nigeria of all countries to have fuel scarcity. It's the height of corruption because Nigeria produces oil at a large quantity. like Saudi Arabia and other Arabian countries that produce oil. Saying we have scarcity, it's an insult. It's adding salt to injury. It's just nothing to write about. It's a caricature of the economy.
Just read the headline here, Kyari Gate. Now, this Kyari is having multiple of criminal cases against him. And my perception of it as a lawyer is that some people in high places are trying to, down-tune the extent of the criminal involvement of Abba Kyari, in all these allegations. It started with a Hushie Puppy in the United States who indicted Abba Kyari to have a hand in the money laundering and all sorts of things. And the last time the Attorney General spoke on this issue, it was dilly-dallying about extradition and all that to the United States without any concrete, statement as to what the government of Nigeria has done. Based on investigation, this thing happened about 2 months ago. Investigation is still going on about what is clear, about what somebody have indicted him over there, and the United States is looking for him to have a say, to have his own side of the story, and Nigerian government is dilly-dallying. Now, before we know it, NDLEA also found out that Abba Kyari is heavily and deeply involved in drug trafficking. And now we are still not arresting Abba Kyari and taking him to a competent court of jurisdiction for his remand before he do more harm to the economy and people of Nigeria. It is very, very appalling.